Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you the newest Crocs, and they are the Clogs. Now when I first seen these I was definitely intrigued because I thought it looked very similar to the shape of the Birkenstock mule, so I wanted to get them for myself, see what they were like, if they were basically a cheaper alternative even though they are the Croc materials. I thought it'd be a great idea to test it out and review it here, so if you're interested to see what it looks like and hear my thoughts, just keep watching. In total there are 4 different colors from this collection, and I decided to get 2 out of the 4, and the first one I have is basically called Espresso. As you might be able to tell, it is a darker brown. I would say it definitely does look like the color of a coffee bean. I don't drink coffee myself, but when I seen it I definitely thought this looks very close to that shade, so it is definitely very fitting to name it that. So I decided to go with this one. The other color I decided to get was just your classic black. So just a quick comparison of your classic clog versus the Clog. As you can see, they are fairly similar. So this is the chocolate and your classic clogs, and this is the espresso and the Clog. So right off the back, from trying them on, I noticed there was a huge difference of how it felt for me personally, and I think a lot of people will be able to testify and say the same thing once they get their hands on it, or even if you're able to test it out in store. I would say it does feel a lot different. The sole of the Croc, you'll notice that the inside is slightly different. The heel part felt a little more deeper, or like more sunken in, and the fact that it hasn't been broken in yet or anything like that, it already felt like it was a little too deep. Also, the shape of your feet can play a factor of how it is going to feel, whether you have more of a flat foot or if you have maybe more of an arch. You might notice a difference. For me, I would say I'm in between. I have a slight arch, but my foot isn't completely flat, and maybe wasn't as comfortable as your classic clogs. The opening of the shoe, or the mouth of the shoe, I would say is a little bit taller than your regular clogs. That being said, the inside of the shoe itself is very smooth. Just like it is smooth on the outside, it is on the inside. So I noticed I don't really have much grip, so I found if I am going to be walking around with this, I feel like I would end up slipping out of it, or that it was like floating around. And also that's how I felt with and without socks, because I tend to wear Crocs with socks, and some people I know do the same thing. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. The other thing I want to mention, because it doesn't have any breathing ports like your classic Crocs do, I'm not too sure whether your foot would start to feel a little hot, especially if you are wearing this in the summertime or in the warmer months, because there's not as much ventilation versus your other Crocs. Maybe that's just one thing you want to note, but that could also be another reason why they made the opening of the Crocs very wide, so that at least air can kind of come in and out. But with that being said, you are also compromising on the way your foot grips the shoe, versus if they had made it a little more snug, then you would have to deal with your foot probably overheating. Of an arch where it is molding to your foot, so you will notice that when you are walking. I feel maybe that's why they are super comfy. It is with the Clogs, and it is very flat. It is retailing here in Canada for $64.99, and of course they always have different promotions going on the Crocs website or in store, so you might be able to get it for a little cheaper. So overall, I think that these are a decent clog. I don't think I'm actually going to end up keeping them, only because, like I mentioned, for me personally, I felt like my foot was swimming around too much and that it was just flopping out, so I didn't really feel super secure. But that's basically my thoughts and everything about the Clog. So let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comment section down below. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye!